So thank you very much for the invitation to join this panel, and congratulations on the event. It's great and very, very well timed. I've got about 9 slides, so I'll try to stick to your timeline, Joanna. I just was reflecting as I was listening to everything that you've heard already from local authority colleagues about how much this is about us all doing our bit. And you know, it's not something that any one organisation can work on. So I've called my presentation about regional collaboration, because I think that word collaboration is so important to all of this. What I've been asked to talk about is about the regional space. You know, what you've heard very comprehensive presentations about what's going on locally in the North East. I just want to pick out a few things about what's going on at the regional level and how that's coming together. So the context to all of that is our strategic economic plan, which was agreed in 2014, and I've put a link to this, and I'll share my slides afterwards. I think that the point from that to raise is, you know, this is an economic plan, as Matt was saying earlier on. This is about the economy and society and the environment coming together and being mainstreamed. And, you know, going back to what others have said, in 2019 we've revised the SEP twice since 2014, and in 2019 we put a much stronger story in about the need to decarbonise following the Paris conference. So like everyone else, I think there's been really important triggers to us really working on that. The SEP is about driving areas of economic importance and jobs. We want 100,000 more jobs in the region by 2024. And we now have in the SEP cross-cutting priorities around productivity, digitalisation, decarbonisation and inclusion. You know, our key intervention areas at the regional level around business, innovation, people, connectivity and place. And we have a range of investment vehicles available. You know, at the moment, we're obviously in a pandemic situation, and I should say that a lot of the content that's in the region's COVID recovery and renewal deal proposals, which have gone to government, are drawing forward priorities that are in the SEP. But we have said that we want to pivot, to take the opportunity to pivot some of the behaviours and changes that we've had during the pandemic, so that, you know, the next phase of our economy is greener, fairer and more sustainable. And I think that's completely aligned with some of the things we've heard already today. So what I was just going to do is just to pick out from the SEP and from our work and from what we see, some of the main regional intervention areas that are going on in the region at the moment, and just really outline some of those for you. And I've signposted to other documents as we go through the presentation. So there are 5 things I was going to focus on. Firstly, on energy, we've already heard how that's a massive priority in terms of decarbonisation, but is also a massive opportunity for the North East economy. I was going to say something about the new transport plan, which has recently been approved by Transport Subcommittee and Transport North East. Work we're doing on industrial decarbonisation, and then the whole innovation piece, which is really important to us. And then our role, I think, supporting other partners in the region to do their piece. So those are the things I was going to focus on. So energy for growth, this is something the North East LEP is leading in the region with our partners, and is part of the North East and Yorkshire Energy Hub programme with BEIS, which I'll come back to shortly. So the document Energy for Growth, again on our website, has the objective of bringing together regional and national energy stakeholders to work on 3 priority areas: driving the offshore energy opportunity and subsea technology in the region, looking at opportunities to accelerate regional energy schemes, and we've heard a lot about some of the objectives and the opportunities already from partners. We're looking at that across the region. And then I think bringing together some quite unique combination of innovation, demonstration, R&D assets in the region to drive that and to position that as a sort of unique opportunity for the North East. So taking each of those in turn, we have worked with partners in the offshore wind sector, and with the Offshore Energy Catapult, which is obviously based in Blyth, and with the public sector partners to re-energise Energy Coast across the North East and Tees Valley as a cluster as the main cluster organisation for the North East and Tees Valley, taking forward the cluster focus, which is in the offshore energy sector deal, which was part of the industrial strategy. The sector deal identifies 27,000 job opportunity and a real export opportunity, an opportunity to boost UK content, and they call out 6 regional clusters as areas of focus, and you can see those on the map. For the North East, we published some work last year, a year before last, which showed the opportunity to build the supply chain in the region and generate between 6,000 and 9,000 jobs by 2025, and to boost our GVA by about 200 million. And there's a whole that report sets out a whole program of activity which is being taken forward across the region to sort of improve the land available and to securing with investment and so on and so forth. So that's one key area. That report's available on our website if you want to see it. A second area, as I mentioned, was is the work around energy innovation and R&D. So you can see the logos at the bottom of this chart, which just show the whole range of partners that we have in the region, our universities and industry and local authorities who are doing quite unique, very important work around innovation demonstration. What we've done through the Energy Catalyst is to bring those partners together to be more than the sum of their parts, to showcase what we're doing already, and then to work on a program which can secure investment and can really position the North East as the place to come for energy innovation. John Blewis, who's on the call, is familiar with that work, actively involved, and you can see already there's a whole series of projects which have been identified as both sort of year zero projects on there, which are looking at things that we're already doing and scaling them, but then a program of phase 1 and phase 2 projects which we're presenting for new investments to various funds. So, you know, just running through some of those projects, there's a big strength in places, net zero heat bid. There's the Integral project in Lower Thornley and Gateshead, which is Northern Gas Networks R&D site working with Newcastle University and Northern Power Grid. The Energy Challenge Innovation Programme, trying to draw SMEs from different sectors into the energy sector, and so on and so forth. There's a major programme coming together that we're very excited about that, and you know, it's getting profile at both Northern Powerhouse and national level as well. In terms of the regional energy projects, I mentioned that we're part of the North East Yorkshire and Humber Energy Hub with 5 other LEP geographies and with bays. And as part of that, the objective really is to identify and fast track local energy projects. And we've identified a pipeline of existing projects. 340 million pounds of local energy projects are currently being tracked and fed into the hub. We've recently worked with the 2 combined authority areas to resource a couple of posts to help accelerate the development and commercialisation of those. And some of the themes that are coming through, we've already talked about some of those this morning. Domestic energy, you know, the North East and Yorkshire Hub is managing 40 to 50 million of the local authority delivery part of the Green Homes grant. I'm pleased to tell you we've secured 19 million at the last board meeting that will supplement the existing programme into the region. District energy, we've got a high potential opportunity with the Department for International Trade to try to secure inward investment into some of the schemes in that pipeline. Mine energy, we've had a couple of projects on mine energy spoken to this morning. We think this is a real opportunity area for the North East to take the lead. We're just about actually to publish a national white paper, which we've been working on with the Coal Authority and others, which will try to sort of highlight the mine energy opportunity and get more profile for it. We manage the Rural Community Energy Fund and distributed grants across the rural areas. And then, you know, there's obviously work being done across the public estate as well. We're also working on a skills academy concept across that 6 geography with the Energy Systems Catalogue. And the North East bit of this programme was highlighted to Treasury as a best practice case study by Bays. So we're hoping it's helping to sort of continue to pump prime this whole area. The second area I thought I'd pick out was the North East Transport Plan, recently approved. And you can see from the slide some of the priorities in there, and that carbon neutrality theme is one of the cross-cutting themes across the transport plan. And what that plan sets out are a series of priorities for the period 2021 to 2035 across active travel, walking and cycling, public transport, trying to make sure that we continue to build the quality of our services and affect modal shift, both in buses and on rail and the metro system. Better enabling the private transport system, and I'll come back in a minute to talk about decarbonisation of private vehicles, and then making sure we have good connectivity to support the economy across the region. And there's about £6.8 billion worth of investments identified in that plan, which we're obviously going to try to secure, and that's totally aligned to the SEP and to the COVID recovery plan I mentioned earlier on. I should also say that one of the things that the transport team have been working on with the LEP and local authority partners is, reflecting some of the changes of behaviour in COVID or caused by COVID is a connectivity plan, which is trying to reflect how people might live and work and exercise and so on in the future, combining transport and digital connectivity. And I think that's really innovative, and there's more to do on that. But I think the idea that we don't have to get into our cars to do everything and to travel to do economic development is a really rich area for positive work after the COVID pandemic. Industrial decarbonisation. This has been a priority for the North East Strategic Economic Plan since 2014, and was also something which was, something that our predecessors in One North East was focusing on, particularly the low carbon vehicle agenda. And so we've had a focus on low carbon vehicles and battery manufacture for some time. We've obviously worked with Nissan and the Automotive Alliance to build out the International Advanced Manufacturing Park, but also now at Energy Central in Northumberland. And you may have been following potentially the investment from British Volt up there. And one of the things that was done before the LEP was to really invest in the charging infrastructure to support that. But then more recently, we've been able to lead the UKRI development of the Driving the Electrical Revolution programme, which has led to a number of centres being opened across the UK, focused on power electronics, machines and drives. And we have one now in Sunderland, which has been opened by Newcastle University. So great regional collaboration to take that forward. And then we have the Centre for Sustained Advanced Manufacturing, which has also been put up on the IAP site, which currently is our Nightingale Hospital, but will be a focus for sustainable manufacturing in the future. I can see your clock is ticking, Joanna, so I'm going to rapidly just go through these two final slides. Firstly, I just wanted to highlight that our role as an investor, I guess, and a support for other partners across this agenda. You can see just a few examples of some of the projects that are coming through our innovation program around water and water innovation. We're in Durham University, so it'd be right to highlight the North East Water Hub as something which is being driven from there. Circular economy with Procter & Gamble, National Innovation Centre and Rural Enterprise led from Newcastle. And then we're members of the North East Environmental Leaders Network, and trying to do our bit to support projects like the Great North Bog and the Great North Forest and projects linked to the Environment Plan. And then I think my final slide is just saying there's me if anybody wants to pick up any of the things that I've talked about. Sorry about the picture. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much indeed. That was great.